What howdy, how we doing? I am the damn cat. It is time for round 2 of the Vegas Cup Series. So we're going to be spending the next hour or so around Spa. I tell you. Oh, we do not have a good history of this track. And also, we are back where we belong in Split 2. We ain't racing with the big boys this week. We got kicked out. Apparently we held them up too much. Nah, we did good, according to everyone, so. But we belong in this split, and now there's enough pros and pro-ams to where we each aren't our own split, and AMs are getting shoved into their own lobby. Hosted, I do believe, by Fast Ginger. You want to watch the AMs go around it. Pro AMs is going to be with a no lander. You want to watch the bird's eye view. This is a lobby we're in, hosted and commentated by No Lander Gaming on his channel. And then the pros that we race with this time will be on GT45 Gaming's channel. Now, this is a series we are running in support of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. There is a link that you can follow in the description of this video, and all the commentators should have links in theirs as well. But follow that link. If you got a little spare change, you can leave them. Do so. If not, share that link to your friends and family, and if they can help, let them. It's for a good cause. To help children and families of children, their medical needs. So we're supposed to have Tim, but I know we're missing one because of his situation with travel and all that. He told Dark Cobra is going to be missing this round, and I think we're missing one more. We're supposed to be 10 folk in this lobby. I don't think Oscar. Who else are we missing? I don't know. I don't know who else in this lobby. I thought Eric was. I don't know. Anyway, rain is a possibility for this track, so that's why we were watching the other map. Trying to decide if starting on the slicks is a good idea. I think the slicks will be manageable. So, with this series, any race where it can rain can potentially become a lane race. There is one designated wet race where it will be wet, but otherwise, if it can be wet, it might be wet. Like this track, rain is a possibility. Alright, we're just waiting on a couple others, I think. Who else are we missing? Trying to find the Discord real quick. Let's just look at the people. Okay, Edmonds, Oscar Cupcake, Steve, PPR. Oh, Hulky, that's who we missing. We're missing that legendary driver. Up there he is. Speak of the devil, and he does appear. Now we just need him to check in. Then No Lander's got to set the grid. And then we'll be off. Because there is, actually, I'm curious how the grid is going to be set up this time around. Simply because or the situation last week where we raced in lobby 1, so I think just by virtue of that we'll probably be starting at the very back. Yep, just waiting on Loki, buddy. You don't get to check in. There's going to be 9 of us on track. Oh no! Pokey got their own livery. No! Let's see what so we have a Rari, Porsche, McLaren, Porsche, Hurricane, Porsche, Rari, and I don't remember what Hulk he's in. Come on, buddy. Come on, man. Wait. Who else? Are we actually getting Cobra? Oh, Zane, wrong lobby again, buddy. Zane, wrong lobby again, buddy. Lobby 3, not lobby 2. Don't remember if it's Lucas or Ginger hosting their lobby. Apparently there's a kerfluffle with split 3. See, Hulky is bounced. Zane needs to get back to lobby 3. Either Ginger or Lucas will be hosting the AM lobby. Commentated by Ginger, but Hokies in the porch. Damn it. Porsche Fest. Alright, are we still having issues with hopefully Cobra's not on Zane's. Oh, there's a third room, buddy. Okay. So I was actually getting curious if Cobra accidentally logged in on Zane's account. Probably like, where's all my cars at? Damn it. Yeah, preparing the room. I have checked it in. We need everyone else to check it in. Alright. We're actually looking at the Discord. We just might get Cobra. Pairing a room again. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing now? Why are we resetting again? Scrubber coming. Alright, 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 alright. Oh yeah, I get the race with my buddy. Yeah, yeah. Oh. I think, speaking of the devil, there he is. There's Cobra. Now we just need Eric to check in. There he is now in the line. I can set the grid. So all of us pro-ams in one lobby. Oh. No, I just noticed. Can't do anything about it now. I swore I fixed that earlier. Just noticed my camera is way whitewashed. It's overexposed again. That's what it is. Keep resetting that too is what's so bad. It's annoying because I keep changing it and it keeps doing it. So I think we have time to deal with it. Uh-oh. Probably should have went to my be right back screen, but whatever. Okay, white balance is good. There we go. Alright, we're starting to fly. Yep, as expected, I am starting in the very back. Which kind of bodes well for us because, it's just not going to be a good race, I don't think. So it looks like about quarter past, we're actually going to kick this thing off. It's not going to give me a whole lot of time to prepare for the next race, but that's fine. Hey, just go do your thing, man. Just go do your thing. You know, while we're waiting. Let's do a look-sees. Have a lap. Do a lap for look-sees. I don't want to be on softs. No. We have it set when we take in like that, it should stay that way. 3 minutes. That's enough time for a lap. Alright, so erosion already on. This car not too big of a deal. Other cars, it can be a massive pain in the arse. The bigger pain in the arse is going to be here. Kind of kicked it out a little too wide there. So this is a track that I don't normally do well at here. Very rarely have I had any kind of success here. One minute. That was a very fast 2 minutes there, buddy. I have a feeling we're going to do that a good bit during the race. So that's can be got a penalty. So yeah, that's basically a lap around this track. Aren't you? And that, by the way, is the Pokemon we are trying to recreate in car form. I think we did a decent job at it. Probably could have done a bit more, but it's simple. It's good enough, I think. Alright, we should be kicking off in about a minute. So, I think just depending on how things go will determine whether or not we go for fastest lap or not. Softs I know will not last very long. I don't think the mediums are going to last very long, actually. It's none for me, not at this track for me anyway. I think we'll be doing good to get halfway on the mediums. Alright, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. Time to buckle in and get ready to go for the next hour. Hopefully we can get a podium. That's kind of the goal, just finish the top 3. We gotta work through the entire field to do it. Not the best launch in the world. Don't think that was us that caused. Well, definitely was not very good there. Alright. You can catch up to us, I think. Ooh, Cobra got up to a rough start. I think he got a good launch off the line, and then he kind of just lost it off to a penalty. Cobra knows I will send it here. I've done it to him before. Screw that up. Tried to beat that off a little too late on the turn in there. That might be a penalty. Yep. So now we have to get ahead of Cobra and build a gap. Not getting the rotation that time. Shit! That? Weird. I mean, we ended up in the worst possible spot, too. Oh. Alright. It's so early. We can make it up. I've never spun like that ever before. It's like I find new ways to get through here. Alright. We need to figure that corner out. I'm really struggling with that right now. That was better that time. I know I can hit 120s on mediums. It's just, I don't know how widely we can do it. It's like once this car hits 5th gear, it just loses all acceleration it has. Not the best lap in the world. some reason I thought I was in third. That could have been better. You bastard! Could have had a better exit there. Now, Kerba is kind of at a disadvantage because he came up with virtually no practice. He's had no opportunity to practice this today. So right now he's probably very cold. Whereas we had a race earlier. So we're relatively warm still from that. Not to mention I've had this opportunity to practice this since then. Oof. Starting to get to the point where the cars don't feel very slick. Could have been worse. Too early on the turn in there. So that could easily have been a disaster. Ooh, got a yellow flag. Something happened up here. Now something was about to happen to us too. Screw that up a little bit. Just a little too wide. Starting to struggle with that corner a little bit. Superman out there has a penalty from what I can see. I actually got close enough to see he has a penalty. Oh, fuel's gonna be an issue again. Oh, someone's spun. I think we're gonna have to pit this lap, which is not boding well for going the rest of the race. We're about to two-stop. It's just too soon to be able to one-stop it. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do 2 soft stints at this point. Kind of like what we did before. Well, no, we did... Since we're going to pit again anyway, we'll just do 2 soft stints. That's what we'll have to do. We can't one-stop it, so... Can we not do that? overshot. That we screwed ourselves up at the very last end of the lap. Screw that up. Drifting in a corner, not a good idea. The same thing Chip did. Damn it. And of course I got a second penalty. It's not a second and a half. not going according to plan. Of course, the plan was that we would be in a position where we didn't need to two-stop, but because of fuel. And we just can't go 30 minutes on fuel, so... Come on. Let's go a little more than 60% this time. That did not go according to plan. Screw that up. Wonder if Bar's going fastest lap. He's pitting at a very weird time. Of or he just didn't have enough fuel. Greatest wording, he doesn't have enough fuel. Was part if I could have gone the whole way, I would have. Just as we know, you get more points for a win than you do coming for the fastest lap. Basically, if you're third and you know you think you can get it, you can go pit in for fastest lap. Second, it's just as many points for second as it is for fastest lap. So. Screw that up. Damn it. We're coming up on our final lap. So we overfueled by a good bit then. Closing in on Egon pretty good. I wonder if he's fuel saving. Fuck. They would just slide through there. Jizz. Oscar gets a victory lap. Ooh. Got off to kind of a rough start. Had a spin, and we're still not last. I will take that. Just mad we couldn't get the fastest lap. Just there's a couple sections that I've always struggled with, and I think that was the issue, was just those two sections. Just a couple of corners that I don't really ever take well. Kind of kept us from getting the fastest lap, I think. But we really didn't have a choice but to do a two-stop, so I guess fuel just was not making it. We didn't even make it halfway on the initial tank, so there was no way we were going to one-stop it. You have to be able to go at least halfway on a tank, and we just couldn't do it. Jizz. So the Raichu Lambo finished in 6th. So let's save our replays and all that. Alright, so let's look at our fastest, where we stack out where everyone fastest lap wise. We had the second fastest lap, like that irks me. And it's Chip that got the fastest lap, that really irks me, man. Oh, but we tried. Had to go for it given that we just didn't have the fuel capacity to go one stop, so that kind of forced our hand on that front. Alright. So that's gonna do it for that's round 2 in the books. We didn't have the showing we wanted here. Anything other than last one really was a win, so I guess we did. we did all right. Could have been better. Could have been better. There's no denying that. Could have been worse. I mean, it started out worse. So we had the spin early on, and but we got in a little kerfluffle there, kind of just like unsure if it was Nick going on. So we kind of checked up, kind of just got the car settled back down before we continue on lap 1, and then we spun like a lap or 2 later. It might have been the next lap actually that we spun. It kind of spit us on the back foot, and kind of just had to charge away from there. So given all that, I can't be too mad at 6th. Especially the weird way that we ended up spinning. Like the weird place that we came up was like right in front of a gate to like an infield area. It's like, how did we stop here? It's not easy to get turned around in that case. We were basically right at the barrier. Whew. All right, so in about right at 2.5 hours, I think, is the next race. It's the Sector 7's Toyota GR Cup. It will be a Deep Forest. Oh, that could have gotten better. That could have gotten worse too. So, we need to get ready for that one. I mean, I know Deep Forest well enough to, at least in the Group 3 cars, to do well there. It's just how are we going to handle in the road car, because the sprint portion is the road car. Whew. Alright, so with that, we're signing off for now. Appreciate the likes, the shares, the follows. Helps the channel grow, helps get our message out. And that message is that you matter. You are important. The light that you bring to this world makes it that much better, that much brighter. If you need help, reach out. I know that is hard, because that is one of the hardest steps to every journey of self-improvement and self-recovery. The hardest step is the very first one, and that is admitting to yourself that you cannot do it alone, that you need a helping hand, and then reach out and ask for that helping hand. Those are the first 2 steps of any journey of self-improvement, self-recovery, and they are the hardest. Everything beyond that may not be easier per se, but that's when things start to get better. When the sun starts to feel a little warmer, the clouds a little less gray, a little less dreary, and every day becomes just a little bit better than the last. It takes time, and you will stumble, but the end result, always worth it. But I am the Damn Get signing off for now. I will see you all again here in 2 hours for the next race. Hope to catch y'all then. Take care.